Yes, it can be you. Yes, you are worthy of your desires. All it takes for you is to see yourself in your desire, allow yourself to be in your desire, and trust and know that you are deserving of having that experience. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so happy to have you guys here. Today we're going to be talking about feeling unworthy of your desires and how we can break the cycle of staying looped in our fears, unworthiness, shame, guilt, whatever it might be that might be holding you back from feeling worthy of your desires. We are going to be talking about that in this video. So before we begin, I want you to think of your deepest desires. What are your deepest desires? So for an example, for me, one of my deepest desires is to travel the world and have different cultural experiences so that I can grow and evolve as a person, right? So when you think of these desires, I want you to feel what feelings that come up when you think about these desires. So you might feel some resistance, you might feel fear, you might feel, oh no, I can't do that, even though my soul is calling me to that. You might feel scared of the unknown. You might feel, how am I ever gonna become that or obtain that thing, comparing yourself to where you are and where that desire is. What are the feelings that come up? Because this is so important on working towards seeing yourself having and holding your desires. 9 times out of 10, these feelings and these beliefs that come up are the things that are keeping us away from our desires. I strongly believe another thing that keeps us away from our desires is putting our desires on a pedestal. When we see our desire as completely out of touch and out of reach, it can be very hard for us to even feel that we can reach or be on the same level as that desire, which just continues the cycle of unworthiness, continues the cycle of self-doubt, fear, anxiety, all of these things that come up when we feel the feeling of our desire. You might be dealing with a little bit of imposter syndrome. Whatever this thing is for you, I want you to write these beliefs down. What is the resistance that comes up for you when you think of your desires? Because this is going to be a key giveaway for the things that you need to work on while you are deciding to go after your desires, right? Another thing that I want to say is, if a desire came to you, know that these are divine ideas. You have these desires for a reason, and God has blessed you with these soul feelings, right? We know what it feels like when we think of something that we truly want. So for me, I want to travel the world, like I said. I know that my soul is calling me to that, and I know that that's in alignment with me, and that's in alignment with the woman that I'm becoming. Now, growing up, I didn't get to travel. We were in poverty. My mom didn't really have a lot of money. She had fixed income, and these were the beliefs that I had growing up, right? Up until this point, me doing my inner work and seeing myself in a new way. So there has been a lot of resistance that just came up about the idea of traveling. How will I be able to afford this? Nobody in my family has done anything like this. What would make me feel safe to even do that? You know, how could I even feel safe knowing that I am the first of my family to live the life that I want, or to have the desires and dreams and goals that I have? Because it's such a high ceiling from what I've seen growing up, it has given me feelings of anxiety, feelings of fear of the unknown, and just overall doubting myself in my whole process. But one thing I want to tell you is that if your desires are coming to you, these are divine ideas. These are divine ideas that are coming from God. God planted that on your heart because God knows that this is in alignment with you. So when our desires come to us, we sometimes separate ourselves from our desires, especially if it's a big thing. Like, no, I can't experience that. I can't experience that because it's so out there, or it's so different. Like for me, it's such a different thing. I've already detached myself from my desire. But the truth is, when we start to become more in alignment with our soul's calling, our soul's voice, listening to what our soul is telling us, we can actually break through all of that resistance and clutter that may come up and see and understand what truly matters, which is the fact that you have that desire, and that desire is coming to you for a reason, right? And so if it's coming to you for a reason, and it's constantly coming to you and it's constantly nagging you, that is your soul, and that is God telling you, you have to do something about this now. Now, the things that you are going to do to break through the resistance of this desire are going to be facing your fears head on. So this is why I recommend writing down all of the things that come up when you think of your desires, all of the resistance that might come up when you think about the things that you desire to do. When you write that all down, it's like you're putting the truth out there. You're facing the truth. This is what's happening in my body. These are the beliefs that I'm telling myself about my dreams and my desires. And this is what I'm going to have to work on overcoming it, so that I can live the life of my dreams, so that I can live out my desires, no matter how big or how small. I think what's super important in this process, especially if you're someone who is just opening yourself up to your soul's calling in a new way, meaning you're starting to listen to your soul. Now, I feel like in life there's so many distractions. We have work, we have societal standards, we have kids, we have families, we have communities, we have all of these different things that kind of distract us, in not necessarily in a bad way, but that kind of takes us away from ourselves. At the end of the day, cultivating a relationship with yourself and having a space where you can feel home in your body, home in how you feel, is such a rewarding experience. I started this inner work journey about 6 months ago. I've always been into healing and mental health and everything like that, but I really started taking it serious 6 months ago. I started going to therapy, and I started journaling, and I started going to grief support groups. And these are the things that have completely transformed my life and quantum leaped me in the past 6 months. When I'm telling you, I could cry thinking about it, because I never thought that this would even be my experience. Sometimes we'd be so on the go that we stop to smell the roses, and I'm having that moment right here, right now. All the work that I have done and the relationship that I have cultivated with God has led me to this point to be able to speak to you guys. So I'm telling you this from my heart. I'm telling you this from experience. This works, okay? When you put yourself first and you create and cultivate a beautiful relationship with yourself and God, your life becomes so much better, and you feel so much peace with yourself. So when you have that openness with yourself, you're able to listen to the songs of your soul, what your soul is telling you, what your soul is bringing you to, right? So whatever that desire is, it is yours. Consider that your property. Consider that something that you must take care of, because it's sacred information, and it is your job to plant that seed and grow it, right? So consider it something that is so important in your life and so important for you to activate and carry through in order for you to feel fulfilled and happy. You know, now this is not about being perfect. This is not about having the perfect desire, whatever. We let go of how that desire shows up, right? We practice that detachment of how that desire shows up, because 9 times out of 10, the way we're imagining it in our head is usually not how it goes anyway. So practicing that openness with yourself and that relationship with God really gives you that strong foundation for when you're carrying this out in your actual reality, in your actual life. So if something doesn't turn out the way that I expected it to, I know that it's okay, because I know that God is bringing something better in my life, and I could be okay with that, because I know that I love myself. I know that I am doing my very best, which leads me to my next point: self-compassion. Okay, giving yourself that self-compassion that you need during this journey. I like to think that if you've clicked on this video, then you are probably on a fool's journey. If you don't know what that means that you may be a beginner in cultivating and understanding and listening to your desires. And not only that, having the courage to go after them, right? So if you're going through this beginner journey, because that's where I'm at. I'm at the beginner stage of my journey of going after the things that I desire and want. And so with this, practicing that self-compassion, coming back home in your body through this process is going to be key, because it's such a new process, and it's almost like you're shocking your nervous system, and you're changing your subconscious, and you're changing your beliefs that you believed before, right? This is why we wrote down all of our stories and our resistance and everything that comes up, because this is going to be a transformational process, right? And so this transformational process is going to require you to have grace with yourself, grace with other people, and just allow yourself to be open and to be a beginner again. So for me, I have just went through a massive ending, a very painful massive ending, and I knew that it was the ending because I was breaking through old stories, an old identity of me, and changing and rewriting my story. And God has helped me throughout this entire process. Throughout that process, I needed so much self-compassion and so much patience with myself, because I was almost crying every single day, right? We go through these things as humans. We go through emotions. This is natural. But that self-compassion and that patience just really softened everything for me, because it's been such a intense experience, leaving behind what I thought was supposed to be forever, right? So this is a process, and I want you to have grace with yourself. I want you to take it step by step and know that you are so worthy of your desires. If the desire came to you, it's yours already. Claim it, hold that vision, hold your desire sacredly in your hand. You will be just fine. So I'm here to encourage you to go after the things that you desire and want. Our lives are so temporary. We are only here for a temporary experience. And I want you to love your life while you're here. I don't want you to have any regrets. And this is a journey that I have been working on within myself, is living a life with no regrets and doing everything that I want to do in the here and now, and not waiting till later. I'm going to read you guys a quote from this book that I recently got from Barnes & Noble. I've really been liking it. It says, "Do not fear your feelings, for they are lighting the path to your full presence and your formidable power." These feelings that you are having are not feelings that you just throw in the trash. These are feelings that are indicating a navigation system within your body to help you be able to see the truth of where you are in your journey and where you want to go. Use it as a navigation system and embrace all of your feelings through this journey, because it's going to allow you to feel the wholeness of yourself and know and balance that light and dark energy within you, right? And this, I believe, helps with a lot of shame and guilt that might come up when it comes down to feeling your feelings. This helps you with that shame and guilt, because it gives you an open platform, a safe space for you to be able to have those feelings, regulate those feelings, and let those feelings be temporary, and let it go and keep moving on in your life. To close out this video, I'm going to leave you guys with a journal prompt. This is something that I want you guys to do when you're thinking about this new version of you who allows yourself to have your desires and go after the things you want. Take a moment to reflect on how you envision your life in this new season. In what ways is it different from how you've lived before? So when you look back at that paper of all the feelings and resistance that come up, take a moment to sit there and reflect on what it would be like if you changed, or what it would be like if you were to transform the resistance that come up to a more fearless way of living and a more fearless way of going after your desires. So if you want more help during your transformational process and you're interested in doing more guided prompts, then I'm going to link down below Divine Metamorphosis, which is my guided journal. I have been using this all year. This journal has really helped me through my process of just my inner work and becoming a better woman. So this is on Amazon right now. Like this video and share it to someone who needs to see this, okay? Comment down below, what are some things that you are working on? What are some fears or some doubts you may be battling in the comments below. We are a community. We are here to help each other grow. So I would love to hear from you in your experience and where you are in your life right now. I love you guys so much. Subscribe if you want to see more content from me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.